Good morning. Arthur Offaly speaking on behalf of the Arthur Offaly Foundation, a totally independent organisation with no affiliation to any government or any paramilitary groups. Now this is a follow-up to one of my stories I wrote on the 22nd of May 2020 about a close friend of mine who I have known for over 40 years, who died, or should I say was murdered, in a care home in North Belfast. A care home that was not fit for purpose to handle people who suffered from the COVID-19 virus. The Arthur Offaly Foundation has looked into her case. This person, who was staying with her niece, took sick and the doctor sent her to the Mother Hospital in North Belfast, a so-called hospital that was said by the NHS to be a centre for the treatment of people suffering from COVID-19 virus. This person was never tested to find out if she had the COVID-19 virus. She spent 1.5 weeks in the Mother Hospital. No tests were ever carried out. She was to go home after 1.5 weeks in the Mater Hospital, and her niece was unable to look after her as she was unwell at the minute. Now the NHS and the Mother Hospital took it on themselves to send this woman to the Clifton House nursing home run by Runwood Homes at Carlisle Circus. The NHS and the Mother Hospital knew that this care home was riddled with the COVID-19 virus and that 11 people had died there, yet they sent that poor woman to stay there for 5 weeks, knowing that they were sending her to a certain death. Why did that Mother Hospital not do tests on that woman and keep her in the Mother Hospital while she was there? That poor 85-year-old woman died on the 20th of May 2020 from the COVID-19 virus in that care home that was riddled with the COVID-19 virus. The NHS and the Mother Hospital, the RQIA and Runwood Homes knew that that care home was unfit to house sick people, yet they sent my poor friend there to die. I call that murder. Now my friend was then taken back to the Mother Hospital and then sent to the City Hospital morgue. What was wrong with the morgue in the Mother Hospital? I would like to know. The sick senior citizen, who I have known for over 40 years, did not deserve to be treated in that manner. This woman worked all her life and paid her taxes to that corrupt British government and was entitled to be treated with some respect from that NHS and that corrupt Mother Hospital. They treated her as if she was a leper. Now that care home has now been closed down, but it is too late for my friend. I will be writing to the RQIA office, that so-called Health Minister, Swan, and that Chief Medical Officer, Michael McBride, as he is calling for less checks on care homes. Is he living in the real world after what happened to my sick friend and at least 12,000 other senior citizens who were murdered in those care homes by those scrupulous, greedy owners who would not supply proper PPE gear and staff to make sure that the senior citizens were safe? Also involved were the corrupt British government and the NHS, who should have demanded that those care homes to supply proper nurses and doctors on standby. But they didn't bother. After all, they are old people and they are expendable in their eyes. If the British government run by that clown, Boris Johnson, and those so-called professors and medical experts and the NHS had any decency in them, they would have supplied the care homes with some PPE gear, but they stood back and watched as thousands of our senior citizens died a slow, painful death with COVID-19 virus. as the public stood in the streets and clapped hands all over England and the north of Ireland, clapping their hands and hitting pots and pans with spoons and laughing while thousands of our senior citizens passed away. Shame on you all. What was all the clapping and laughing for? As over 43,000 people in the care of the NHS have died and 12,000 old people have died in care homes. So what is there to laugh about? After all, over 50,000 people have died in the care of Boris Johnson and his ministers, his professors, his advisors, his NHS, his chief medical officers, and they have failed them badly. But of course, that suits the New World Order. Their aim is to rid the world of old people and people who are infirm. So I would advise the public to beware. Anyone who would like a tape of this story or any one of my stories can call me on my mobile 077 15 921137. Leave your name and address and I will send you a tape free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it can call me on my mobile 077 15 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. And watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthuroffaly.com, YouTube Arthur Offaly, YouTube Arthur Offaly Dogger, YouTube Jack Spot 2012. That is the tip about the brutal murder of my father by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin IRA, led by Freddie Scappaticci on the orders of the British government, the RUC, PSNI and the Special Branch. This Sinn Féin IRA scum Scappaticci carried out their orders on their command. Now my email is arthuroffaly1@gmail.com. Thank you for watching ASNI TV and good morning, and I will see you soon. And if you have any problems with old age people that have been abused by the system here, let me know. Thank you and have a nice day.